It's a little hard to believe, but we are quickly approaching the final race of the season here in Val di Sole. Today's qualifiers, which means that everyone's making their final adjustments and preparations during practice laps this morning before their qualifying run in the afternoon.
Since I text you, we've opened the low speed on the shock one and added one of high. And then went back to 6 on here, which is good but rough.
It's like that initial that just seems to just spike a bit.
But you're saying it's like that initial movement, right?
Right in the beginning. As soon as you get into the really rough stuff, it's fine. But it's like the smaller stuff, it's pretty sharp.
With the compression on or back at 7?
No, at 6. At 7 it just has around. I added on like 1 of high on the rear. It kind of gives it like a more active feel.
So what's the big struggle right now? Just that initial fork move?
You.
Good one.
It's just it's just that smaller stuff, because you know you start on the track, it's supposed to be smooth, but in these small little brake bumps it's just very, very hard. The crazy thing is, when we went up in pressure, the more pressure went, the more went through the travel.
So you're just able to push the fork a little harder with more pressure. You feel like you trust the fork more when it's harder? Or you're pulling yourself forward a little bit more?
Yeah, able to trust it a bit more.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the compression did what we kind of thought it would do. Just do the right thing, but also add a lot of harshness.
It's crazy how just one click.
Yeah. But you're right on the edge of everything. So one click's gonna make a difference. Pressure. Because the adding the pressure should give you a bit more hold up without that harshness.
Or should I just suck up this harshness?
Well, is the harshness annoying, or is it damaging braking points?
Yeah, it's damaging. It puts the bike a bit out of balance on the braking.
Yeah, so then off.
2 PSI or 3?
3. Race. The pressure is going to bring the front up a bit, eh?
But it will also speed it up a little too.
It will too, yeah.
So it should hold up all around. I just don't want to get halfway and be sunk on the front.
I don't think that's going to happen with pressure versus damping.
I think 3. 2's not enough.
No. And if it feels good, hey.
Well, I have no option. It's going to feel good.
As far as the quali run today, were you happy with it?
Yeah, it was actually a very eventful day for me. I felt really good in practice this morning, first run and a half, and then I flatted halfway down my second run. And I decided to kind of cruise down the track and have a look at stuff, even with a flat, you know, just real slow, kind of have a last look before qualifying. And I ended up basically going over the bars really hard in a rock section, trying to go slow and wash the front end out and flip bars, and landed right on my hand in this big rock, and so I ended up bruising my palm and kind of tweaking my thumb a bit. That's kind of my bad thumb, which was very frustrating. So got to the bottom and the thing started hurting pretty bad pretty quick, and I was like, dude, like, if there's anything at Val di Sole you need, it's grip strength, and I kind of screwed myself, so I was a bit worried. Took a bunch of ibuprofen, stuck in cold water for 10 minutes, did a bunch of stuff, and kind of made the call that I just wasn't going to do qualifying. I was just going to roll out of the gate and stop. So went up the hill, had all my gear on, was just kind of hanging, trying to do like a little bit of a warm-up, and then I started going back and forth because I think as the medicine kicked in, it was starting to feel a little better. Still really sort of grip the bars, but I was like, man, I didn't want to make it worse for tomorrow, but at the same time, I feel like not getting on the clock today was going to be worse than more pain tomorrow. Like you need to be able to make those mistakes in qualifying, and especially on this track, see what a full run's going to feel like. So I was back and forth, and then literally I was putting my gloves in to roll into the gate and decided like, I got to give this a shot. Like I just want to see how it's going to feel, and I need to like get a run under my belt. So I really did not prepare myself very well for the run. I felt pretty good at the top of the track, and then in the middle, like, hands started getting pretty sore and made a couple of real big mistakes and was just riding very sloppy. And then at the bottom, I just kind of cruised the last minute and a half, get to the finish line. So honestly, I was pretty surprised with the time, because that was the sloppiest I've ridden all week by far. So it was good. I wasn't planning on starting that qualifier and just save the hand for tomorrow, but it kind of was feeling okay, so I'm glad I went for it and at least kind of mentally saw what the track was going to do. Hopefully it won't be too bad tomorrow. We're just going to really try to stay on top of it, and it's the last race of the year, man. You gotta grunt it out.
Yeah, I was unprotected, so I just wanted to be smooth. I didn't want to try to ride too fast and end up getting a flat tire and having another scenario like Mount St. Anne where I'm watching the race from the sidelines. So just tried to be smooth. I was a little slow up top, and then I started like getting a pretty good like flow and feeling in the middle, and it kind of felt like Lenzerheide, where I was like, felt like I was getting after it, you know, like riding good, and it was like not pushing the pace, but just like riding fast and solid. And then towards the bottom, I was just like, hey boy, keep the plan together and just get this thing in the race tomorrow. And came down, and I was like, I think 4 seconds up or something like that on the rest of the field. And then the top guys came down, and I was on pace with Loris and Kolb, so pretty happy. Can't really complain about that.
It's gotta feel like your work is pretty close to done. Do you relax at all come race day, or what's your mindset like?
I think I'm more stressed out because our work should be done, but if something happens, generally that's on us. Like if something breaks, we fucked up. So I'm not relaxed until the last person's down the hill. Then I'm stoked if we won, and then I'm bummed if we didn't. I think it's gonna be great. It's a cool track, completely different than Leger. Giving people fits. People are burned out. Like people are actually just tired. So it throws a whole new wrench into the works.
I don't think there's any denying that everyone's pretty tired right now. It's been a long season with a lot of travel and so many ups and downs, but in a way that's providing just this massive final push of energy for the final race tomorrow. It's gonna be such an incredible finale, so we'll see you tomorrow for the final race and the final episode of the season.